Okay.
Welcome all. Thank you for coming to our team meeting. Glad to see you've all brought your agendas along today. And I was just hoping so I'd have a volunteer for taking minutes today.
Yeah, I can do that.
We've just got a few things to run through today. Seeing it's our first meeting, just establishing some team rules so that we can move forward together. Then we need to think about a business opportunity and identifying that. And then with a budget that's been allocated, which sort of business opportunity we can go for. So first talking about the team rules. Does anyone have any comments on the best way that we can get the most out of team meetings and activities?
I think by getting the agenda in advance, it will help us to have something prepared.
I can make sure that a meeting agenda goes out, say a week before. We'll publish the dates for the meetings for the year, and then a week before that I'll make sure an agenda goes out, and possibly if people want to have input into the agenda, maybe say 2 weeks before each meeting, people can put forward ideas if they want them included into the meetings.
We should also have a sporadic kind of area where we can address urgent issues or things that have changed.
Yeah. So that's a good idea. So sort of any other business section.
I think consistent attendance has to be important. It's just so none of us are out of the loop. It's easy to communicate with everyone.
And if anyone does miss a meeting, then to go through the minutes of the meeting just to get, a brief overlay of what they've missed if they were there.
So with the dates being published for the meetings, can anyone see any problems with attendance? Could it be annual holidays or things like that could get in the way?
I mean, they could, but there's not really any circumstance that you could create where everyone is going to always be able to attend. Like there should be ones where, like there will be some where everyone's there, but there'll always be the other one where someone's sick, someone's, on their leave, someone's on an overseas trip. It's not really anything you can help. So I guess publishing the dates before is probably the best.
Yeah.
But also, like someone said, if the minutes are distributed after the meeting,
that's a good idea.
Then no one misses out on any.
Maybe holding group conversation to review the minutes, that sort of thing.
Yeah, at the beginning of every meeting, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
Reviewing the minutes of the last meeting.
Yeah. Can anyone see any issues with getting to meetings on time?
Not with pre-warning. I mean,
No.
if the only issue would be if there were like a weather thing, that'd be universal. If there were flash floods. Otherwise, no.
Sharing information. Any ideas on the best way for sharing information between us? The minutes is obviously a good idea of what's specifically for included in the meetings, but more generally for whatever task we're going to choose. Any ideas for sharing information?
I think including the weekly meetings, we have emailing that you can correspond with each other, and also you can have something like an online drive, like a Google Drive or something where all the information, like all the minutes are there, all of the rules, regulations, everything's there, and if someone wants to upload something, they this is here's my idea, and everyone then has access to that.
That sounds a good idea.
I think also when we're emailing each other about things in the meeting, it's important to include everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Present, so no one misses out on any info and gets an opportunity to contribute.
Everyone in the loop.
With regards for people's tasks that they've been allocated and the responsibility for that. What sort of issues can people see around that?
And the issue would be that we would make sure that we need to have open communication with all the team members, so even if a task is specifically allocated to one person, that they shouldn't be afraid that if they don't understand that task that they can't ask someone. So, you know, to make sure that they get their work done, they also have to feel that they're in an environment where if they need help, they'll ask for it.
We should also ensure an equal sense of distribution in the workplace,
Definitely.
so no one feels like they're doing more.
Yeah, and have it so that it's open so everybody knows what everyone else is doing. And that'll also help with being like, well, I'm doing this, they're doing something similar, maybe they can help me with what I'm doing. So that'd be really good.
Obvious
So having,
deadlines, that sort of thing.
yeah, having like a massive, you know, online chart, online calendar saying so and so, this is due this day, this is due that, and that way everybody knows when it's due.
Yeah.
Open communication.
And in that, was there room for assisting each other
Yeah.
for tasks and people flagging up if they need help or not going to achieve a task?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Things always come up. I'm sure one of us will be able to help another one.
Yeah. And we can allocate times. I don't know, like possibly in the meetings, there can be a point in the meeting where there's a time allocated where we say, oh well, this person's having this issue, this person's having this issue, is there anyone here who can help with this or this at what time? That way it's open, everybody's present generally, and that way they can, you know, talk about it in a group, like maybe like 10, 15 minutes, 40
Just
minutes.
discuss the current state of things.
Yeah,
If
that's
people
true.
may know, there'll
Saying,
be
okay,
no issues.
this is, you know, the list of everything that needs to be done, maybe going through each person, is everything okay with this?
Sounds good. Well, I can't necessarily foresee this happening, but within the team, how do you think we should resolve conflict?
No. I think that if ever there's conflict, that the person who is having conflict with someone else needs to address that person specifically, not going, you know, to everybody else, and possibly even engaging with, you know, the head of authority, manager of some form, just to ensure that it's resolved in a calm and orderly manner, and
Yeah.
professional.
Or maybe that should be the second step if it can't be resolved.
Personally, then
Yeah, it
social
should
manager.
first be trying to resolve
Yeah, just
the
resolve
issue
it within
first.
the person, so you don't want to obviously have a small issue being like, oh, I stole my pen. Get the manager in here.
Yeah,
you know.
do something about it.
Yeah.
And probably a more crucial point, well, I'm sure your conflict resolution is important, but just gaining consensus on decisions, how are we going to work forward on that?
I think we
By discussion and having sort of a clear idea of what the criteria is, what the options are.
So like keeping in mind instead of going into like keeping a clear idea of the end goal and I guess finding the best solution to that rather than people's personal issues with a way to do something, just trying to find the best and most efficient way to get to the goal.
Yeah, and I think as we're all contributing to the end result, it needs to be a majority decision. If there isn't consensus, and obviously weighed against what the business, what you feel the business needs,
and working through, what the business needs are, what's best for the business. Well, that sort of finished the little bit on trying to establish the way we're going to move forward as a team. Does anyone have any comments on that?
No, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
For the next section, just having a bit of a look at business opportunities, and with an allocation of a budget of $10,000. In the operational plan, there's been 4 main goals highlighted, so it's just having a look at those and seeing which one we would like to concentrate on and which one we would think is achievable within that $10,000 budget. So just on the agenda there, I've got them listed. So the first one is an expansion into Perth and Adelaide and establishing outlets in Adelaide and taking over existing business in Perth. Did we want to talk about them one at a time, or should I run through them all and then?
Yeah, we'll discuss them, I think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is expanding all of our existing outlets to include the sale of tea within 12 months. The third one is improving and expanding our market share by 7% in 12 months. And the fourth one, striving towards achieving employer of choice status and implementing best practice action within the next 3 years. Does anyone want to kick off discussion on those?
Shall I go through them in a list or just whichever picks up?
I'll kick on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem like it'd be good for generating money, but my initial problem with it would be, as a company, we're sort of proud of the good customer service that we have, and if we're expanding, we're watering down our numbers. You know, we might be franchising, that sort of thing, hiring people that we perhaps wouldn't hire, reducing customer service.
Yeah. And it's obviously a big decision for the company to make, and need a separate budget with a lot more than
Oh, yeah.
$10,000.
And the running costs would also be quite large because, as I said, the base is in Gold Coast, very long way away from Perth.
Yeah, and we've got no business in Perth or Adelaide to start with. Nobody knows who we are.
Just all the
It may need an allocation of funds for it to run at a loss for a period of time.
the establishing costs for the first 3 years.
Yeah.
Until I start seeing profit.
I'm thinking with number 4, I think that's a really, it's realistic, and I think it's a really positive goal to strive forward. As we were saying, that we want to have a business that we're proud to have good customer service, good quality products, and I believe that if we focus, the budget and our time and efforts into making sure we have really good employees, happy employees, the best, easiest and most efficient way to do things, then essentially we'll just start making better money, because when we have good service, more people will come.
Yeah.
And then from there, I think that'll give us the base of a really good business. Because if we start by trying to water us down and just spread us out too thin, then it's really not going to get anywhere. But if we start building a base,
The camera ran out of charge.